I've been muted. Been muted. I've been muted. Yep, I've been muted. That's funny. Well, no start and do-overs. This is just how we roll. It happens all the time. Today we've got a few discussion things. I actually got to go to the movies this week. Got to see Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, the 20th anniversary re-release with the girlfriend. And today, the 2nd, May 2nd, I went and saw Thunderbolts. I almost went and saw it last night, but I was pretty sleepy by the time I was kind of like, hey, I kind of want to go. So just decided not to. I wanted to make sure that I could see the movie and like pay attention. So we'll talk about that. That'll be a spoiler-free discussion. No spoilers on Thunderbolts. Zero spoilers. If I see it in chat, I will delete it as fast as I can, because it ends up actually kind of being important for the MCU. But hey, Sharktopus, how's it going, buddy? We're gonna talk about. We're probably gonna start off with the Tariff conversation. I don't know if you guys are sick of it, but it is developing, and it is looking worse and worse. The original title for this live stream was definitely a little bit more. Let me move the mic in closer. A little bit more negative, but I decided to change it up a little bit, just in case. But yes, so, and then I might put a game on at some point. I haven't decided yet. I guess we'll see. I want to make sure I get my talking points done once we're done talking, or if we get to maybe once we get to the movies, I can throw Battleline on and we can just have Battleline going on in the background. I got my Anguirus copy from the Battle Pass. I really shouldn't, but I really do want to buy Ortho Shin just so I can get it. It seems pretty good. The Ortho Chromatic Shin Godzilla and Battleline seems pretty good, but that's neither here nor there. We can talk about that more once we get there, if we get there. I don't know if we're going to play a game yet. I might stream for an hour and just be like, that's it tonight. And then Fortnite, Star Wars. It looks fun. I actually do want to play. I didn't even finish the last Battle Pass for the last season, Chapter 2, Season 2. Chapter 6, Season 2. I didn't even finish it. Wasn't interested. I just couldn't get myself to play, and as I've learned, if I can't get myself to play, then I'm just not going to play. So, but now I want to. I watched a few videos of the Star Wars season. It seems pretty fun. But, okay, so let's get into the tariffs first, because it's going to be the fun conversation. Everyone's going to love this conversation. So I have to be careful how I show this, because obviously I don't want to sign out of my account and go through the hoops that I sometimes get put through. Especially right now, my email's been acting weird the last few... Excuse me. My email's been acting funny the last few weeks. So, if I get locked out of any of my accounts and I need to do a password reset, I basically can't do it right now. So, not good. So, I'm going to show you guys why I think Tamashii Nations might not be selling to the US after July. I want to point this out again. As of right now, this is still developing, and this could change at any moment. I'm just going off of what I've seen from a few different sites. And it's still a little bit all over the place. It's not concrete yet. But I'm going to show you guys Amazon first, because I feel like Amazon is probably seeing how... hey, what's new? Alex, we're just about to go over some tariff stuff. Basically, what's going to happen... We're going to talk about the X Plus stuff too, but this is what's happening with Monster Art. So let me switch my screen over. This is all I'm going to show. Obviously, I'd click on things, but then it shows you like address and zip codes and stuff. And although there are a few people in chat that know that, friends, people I've sold to, I will still to continue to use by. So, okay, well, that's true. So that's going to work with old products, but for new products, that's not going to work. Because as an example, as you guys can see, Anguirus is unavailable. Earlier this week, this was up for pre-order, $139.99. Yeah, Sharktopus, yeah, 108. That's a really good deal. Shin, also a really good deal. Red Eyes, not a bad deal. But Anguirus. So let me go through this. Let me Actually, going to bring up this screen. So Anguirus, unavailable. He was available. You guys might ask, well, what about the other pre-orders? How I know it affects in Japan, where are you at? There you are. Gamera is still up. For now. Gamera is still up. You can pre-order. Gamera comes out next month. Mine should be here next week. It looks like next week. So yeah, Gamera's still up. Anguirus was the next drop in July, and Anguirus is gone. Mechagodzilla is gone. Mechagodzilla 2021 that comes out in August for the US. Shimo and Suko, or not Shimo, Mothra and Suko are still available. I'd have to click on here, which then shows you guys a bunch of personal information. So Anguirus is gone, Mechagodzilla is gone, and educating themselves on work. But yeah, no kidding. Have people? I don't see, and that's something I couldn't figure out. I don't think people's orders were canceled. I think basically they're probably gonna do what Big Bad Toy Store is what they said. Big Bad Toy Store is gonna get the item in here. They're gonna figure out what the tariff charge is, and then they're gonna offer it to people and be like, if you want to cancel it, go ahead. If you don't want to cancel it, here's your bill. To which case, and we'll talk about that once I'm kind of done with this note. So yeah, so anything after July is gone. The other thing that is gone is Legion is gone from basically every US site, period. The only place that has it left is Big Bad Toy Store. Legion is just completely wiped off the map. Amazon, it's the same thing, unavailable. eMedia Night, where I was going to get Legion, they have taken it off their site. They've just completely deleted it. Once again, I don't know if that means they're canceling orders. I didn't see anyone talk about it, but I also don't know many people that actually pre-ordered Legion. So that is still developing. But it seems like Legion's basically gone unless you're getting it from someone who's importing, which kind of makes me glad I didn't pre-order it, because one of the I can't show it on here because I don't have permission to show the photos. I've been using X a little bit more, and as of this week, people are starting to see the first official tariff charges on items. And so what happened, I gotta switch to the screen here. So basically what happened is a few people I follow on X that were buying some plushies, like the circular, like they're like Squishmallows, but they're not Squishmallows. Someone was trying to buy one of a content creator that recently graduated from the VTuber community. And so it's a $30 plush. It's 20. I think it was. I have the photo, but once again, I didn't get permission to share it, so I'm just not going to. Which I know kind of goes against what I'm saying, because you just have to trust me on what I'm saying here. But I'm also not going to share screenshots from someone else's experience, even if it's posted on the internet without permission. So basically, I've got the screenshot right here. So it's a $25 HoloLive plushie. I don't know how big it is. It looks pretty small. So it's $25. Shipping is $27. Tax is $3, and then the duties is what they're going to be calling the tariff charges, is $39. So for this $25 plush, it is $100 to buy this. I have another one. Someone bought the whole line of them, or this is the same person who bought 5 of them, so it's $125 for all 5, and then the duties for it is $184. Yeah, your kid will now have $2 instead of $30. Yeah, that's what's going on here. So with this one, $125 worth of items, of plushies, and the duties are almost $200. 145%. So anyone who said, and this is how it was supposed to work, is anything under $800 would not be getting tariffed. Of course, as me and a few friends have talked about privately, well, if it's a bulk order, so if it's a bunch of the same item bought as one unit, as one pallet, if you've ever worked retail like Walmart, Target, you would know that that's actually how this works. So it doesn't matter if a figure is only $34, it comes in an order, a bulk order of 100 or 200, as an example for like Big Bad Toy Store, when they're buying Tamashii products, they're buying hundreds at a time. Maybe, this might be a little high, but maybe 1,000 or a thousands at a time. So that means it's over $800, which, even with tariffs, what I would hope would happen then is if they buy a pallet that has 50 Gokus on it, each Goku's 34, then at least all 50 Gokus you could spread out that 145% tax. So you raise them up a little bit, so you make that money back, and then you get your, the tariff money back, and you get it back. By the looks of it, just so far, this is still pretty early on. It looks like no matter whether it's a group order, it's a singular item, if it's from China, it is getting tariffed. Which then, another point that proves this, if you guys order from X Plus North America, they have canceled a literal ton of orders, and I mean a ton of orders, and they have delayed anything that's coming out between now and, once again, this is very important, guys, till July. Everything July, and then everything seems to be getting cut off. Of course, Big Bad Toy Store hasn't started canceling orders or unlisting things yet, so this is obviously not every company is set in stone, but it is weird that a bunch of companies that don't relate to each other are all having cutoffs in July, which tells me something else is coming, which we do know that the 90-day pause on the tariffs for every other country besides China are also coming, which is going to be an interesting situation if, something from Japan, so I order an item from Ami, and then that gets shipped to me. Well, that gets tariffed because it's from China, because everything that's in that box is made in China, and that's how it works. Even though very few people have tried to tell me otherwise. It's like we're seeing that's how it works. It doesn't matter where you're buying the object from, if the site's US or Japan, as long as the item is coming from China, it is getting tariffed. Period. Once again, maybe that'll change. We don't know for sure, or if it just lined up to seem that way. But that means like Ami box that's coming might get tariffed. Probably will get tariffed. To which case, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do, because it's very expensive already. And now that it might be getting tariffed, it's going to be even more. Very not good. But it doesn't matter. So, like, even if I buy something from the US, but it's made in China and it ships from China, boom, gone. So we'll see. Obviously, a few companies have started stating, I got all the photos here on my phone, so I can at least, I can't share everything, because once again, I can't just share random screenshots, but they are here. You can look these up. These are pretty easy. Timo is not shipping to the US anymore, as of today or yesterday. Not good. So I think on the 9th here, in 7 days, 6 days, if you're in Japan, what's going to happen is Tamashii is going to make the I don't think it's just Tamashii, I think it'll be Bandai as well. So this is including, if you guys didn't like Monster Arts, this will be including Movie Monster Series. This will be including other products. Yes, we need one badly. We not only need a new one, we need a new one that doesn't align with the current administration's policies. Not saying they need to be a Democrat, they just need to not be Trump. It's just simple as it is. I normally try to shy away a little bit from politics just because it gets ruined, but I mean, that's just the simple fact. Like, we need someone who's just not going to do Trump's policies. They can be a Republican, they can be a Democrat, they can be a centralist. Doesn't matter. I don't care at this point. I think both parties suck. And every day that's just getting more proven, because I feel like this would have already been handled if you want to make it a left versus right. I feel like the left, if they really wanted to, this all could have been stopped and moved forward already, and it hasn't. So both parties do suck. Yeah. So, there's obviously standouts on either side of the aisle, but it sucks, and we're about to pay for it heavy, bad. Toy collecting is probably going to be the first thing that's really affected. That's the thing that everyone's talking about. We had that quote, $2 instead of 30, which most families, unless you're a collector, I don't really see buying your kid 30 toys a year unless you're doing pretty good anyways. So that's really not a good example that he used already. I know I get more than 30, but hell, I do reviews and stuff as well. So, uh, you know, and so the toy community is going to be it's going to be hurting this year if something doesn't change and fast. Um, I think it's almost say goodbye to Christmas. I say it's going to be gone by July. Like this, I don't think financially responsibly anyone's going to be able to get anything. X Plus, Monster Arts, Haya, Bandai Movie Monster Series, everything. I think everything is going to go, and not just Godzilla, obviously, everything else. We're talking the Figmas, I'm talking about the Dragon Ball line, I'm talking about the Ultraman figures. That's why, kind of been buying a little bit now, because it's like, well, once a lot of the stock on these goes out, I feel like we're just not going to be getting them financially, smart, because now most of Japan, if not all of Japan at this point, is only using EMS, which means EMS prices are going to rise because there's going to be issues with getting things out through EMS. And then there's also going to be the part where, it's going to go to customs. There's going to be a lot of people figuring out that they can't afford their customs tariffs charges, and they're probably going to be canceling orders. I might have to do this with this box that's coming through. I might have to do it with both boxes, honestly, with Gamera and the rest. I should have maybe. Ami Ami hasn't said anything about holding things, though. Like, they gave me, like, if I hadn't paid for it by today, it would have been canceled and they would have deleted my account. So, something I gotta email Ami Ami about, because there's a lot of things I gotta cancel on my pre-orders. I got a lot of anime stuff that I'm just gonna cancel, because if I can get the Tamashii products through the Ultraman stuff, the Godzilla, the Monster Arts, and Dragon Ball stuff, I'll keep those. But anything extra is going bye bye. Um, but yeah, tariffs. I mean, at 145%, that's a lot of fucking money, And like I kind of said earlier, people in some areas have been trying to argue with me a little bit, being like, well, it's not how it's work. If it's coming from Japan, it's not going to charge you. If something shipping from Japan, even if it was made in China, wasn't going to have a tariff, then why is every company in Japan telling us customers right now, and I've been saying it for the last 3 months, that, hey, because of the tariffs, and not the ones that are on pause, the current ones with China are going to affect your orders. Like, I'm not trying to argue with people, but, like, why would Ami Ami, Hobby Link Japan, why would all of them say, oh, we're only going to use EMS, which is basically the only way that the government can enforce the tariffs? It sounds like 145. I don't know, because he's fucking stupid. Because he's old, his mind is degenerating, like, legitimately, like, not going to talk about policies and who he is as a person. He's just as old as Biden. He's, I would say, even more sick mentally with dementia. Obviously, his party doesn't give a shit. The people around him, they just want to talk up his butt, make him feel like he's good, and that's it. Like, no one's got a backbone in that party, or not even a party in that. It's a cult. Like, at this point, it's a cult. It's not an insult. When you worship one person and blindly follow them, and you go on news stations and say, oh, he could do this, this, and this, and if a Democrat does it, that's not okay, but if he does it, I follow him till the grave. It's like, wow, that's a cult. So it's not good. And to kind of broaden the sense, I'm talking about toys, but it's everything. Everything we get from China, it's gonna suck, which is 80%. I think there was a new study, I think the number went down. It's like 85%. I think it might even be more. It still might be 90, or somewhere between 80 and 90% of all products come from China. And a lot of people who save a lot of money buy things from China, because normally the goods are cheaper, even if it takes 2 or 3 months to get here from there, if you're using like Temu and stuff like that, which there's no judgment for me on. Obviously, it's financially smart. If you don't care about getting a shitty phone cable, buy one from $3 or $4 from Temu instead of going to Walmart and having to buy like an Apple cable for like 30-40 bucks. Like, absolutely props. You know, so it's disheartening to see that we're in this position. um it's disheartening to see that there's still collectors that are being shown out of US, out of politics, out of politic arenas, of examples of how this is legitimately going to affect people, and people are still denying it, or they don't think it'll be that bad. I i don't get it. Like, I couldn't imagine being the party that says they don't want to support big government corporations, mom and pop shops, and then they have literally put someone in charge who is about to put every mom and pop shop down the drain, in the gutter. um I kind of said it one of the last streams. If you guys make any purchases, I know saving money, especially now with things getting crazy, is going to be good. If you can get things from your smaller places like Beast of the East, Toku Toy Town, Awesome Collector as an example, those types of places, Showcase Tech Kaiju, go there first before using places like Amazon. eBay's kind of a weird spot because eBay takes like a huge cut of it, but it still like supports like a seller. So like, and then you can still use payment plans with eBay. So like, that one's kind of like the middle. And then if you absolutely have, the middle's kind of like eBay or like Big Bad Toy Store, because although Big Bad Toy Store is a huge company now, they did start from nothing. I've been buying from Big Bad Toy Store for what, 15 years, 16 years. I've been using BBTS. Or no, excuse me, 14, 13, the year that Broly and 17 came out. I've been using them since then. I may have had one thing from them before, I can't remember. Over a decade. I've been using Big Bag Toy Store for over a decade. They were small and they have worked their way, and rightfully so have earned their spot. Nice, Derpy. Thunderbolts was fun. No spoilers at all. I forgot to make my border for no spoilers. I'll talk about movies a little bit more, and probably next, where I'm almost done ranting about tariffs. But Thunderbolts was a lot of fun. I saw it today. It was it was impressive. I will say I was pretty shocked at how good it is. I haven't left a Marvel movie like that, or watched a Marvel movie that I hadn't seen before, feeling quite that way since Deadpool and Wolverine last year. Which, to be fair, I haven't seen the new Captain America yet, which I think it comes out in July, I think. Disney Plus. Maybe that hasn't even been announced yet. Later, I guess is what I should say. Oh shoot. Sorry. But yeah, it was good. It was very good. It was very good. I was impressed. I didn't like the ending. It was good. Yeah, that's fair. It's definitely. I would feel. Everyone's gonna take. That's the one thing about this movie that I would agree. People are gonna take it differently, and they're gonna feel different things. I kind of. -1's gonna be kind of like a good comparison. Godzilla -1, because if you're not a very emotional person, or how to put this, it's kind of in the trailers, like deal with like depression and like PTSD, this movie might not hit as hard if you haven't had to deal with those as much, which is a good thing. I mean, PTSD especially, awful experience. But if you like suffer from these things, these movies gonna hit you right in the chest, and it's gonna hurt a lot, which I cried a few times. There's a few subjects in this movie that definitely clawed a little bit too close to home. Made me feel a type of way, which is, it's good. But yeah, it's kind of hard not to spoil it without talking about it anymore. So Thunderbolts was awesome. I'd give it probably a 9 out of 10. Which we'll see. I also feel like I watched it, and now I feel like I don't need to see it again. So I don't know if maybe, I don't know if that means like it's not that good, like if it's gonna age a little bit worse for me. But like, I've seen it, and now it's like I don't need to see it until it comes out on Disney Plus. Um, I think my one time is good unless like the girlfriend wants to end up going seeing it, which that was the whole reason I went during the day today. She was at work, because I thought you would need at least like a good handle and grasp on the MCU, and it basically explained all the things you needed to know about everything going on in the movie, which was kind of cool. Besides, I mean, you know, even Cap 4, like I haven't seen it yet. You know, like I didn't need to. So, which is the same for about everything else. I feel like some of the polls will be a little bit more emotional, obviously, if you've seen things, but it's not something where you're gatekeeped out of it, which I like, because a lot of the MCU films at this point that have been coming out, it's like if you haven't seen at least the big movies out of the Infinity Saga, and you haven't seen most of the big things from Phase 4 and 5, you're gonna miss it. I mean, like I haven't watched any of the Kang stuff. Like I just don't care. The U.S. Godzilla store. So tariffs relating to the Godzilla store. Uh, I my guess would be they're gonna send out an email saying if you guys want to keep orders, here's the tariff charge. Good luck, or they're gonna suspend ordering. That'd be my guess. I think most companies are gonna do that, until we have a better grasp of things. There's going to be a surge of ick. I'll put it. There's going to be a surge of ick with tariffs that are going to happen right now, and it's going to be scary, and it's going to get worse. I want to watch it now. To watch the Marvel movies with me, but she has no interest in this. I would say she's. I would say she was good. I feel like. Oops, sorry. Um, I kind of wish I would have waited to bring my girlfriend with, because I feel like she would have actually enjoyed it. Because that's one of the things with Marvel movies. It's not really big for her. She'll go see like the big movies, like the Avenger movies, because those are normally just good films, even if you don't really know what's going on, or like the Spider-Man films. I think she went. I can't remember if she went with me to Doctor Strange, or if we watched it on Disney Plus afterwards. But that was literally just because it's Sam Raimi, with Evil Dead and stuff like that. So, yeah, I would. It, it's not an s. It, yeah, it's one of the films you should watch once. Watch once. Make sure you watch both post credits sequences. Make sure you watch all the. You have to stay until the very end. You have to. You almost always do with these Marvel movies, so I really don't feel like that's much of a spoiler. But with this one, you'll definitely want to. I like Doctor Strange too. I do as well. I'm one of the few people that I know that really liked that film. So I really liked it, and she kind of liked it too. I feel like the U.S. will get shut down. I don't know if it'll get shut down, but it's gonna go on hiatus. I think the same thing with X Plus NA. They're not gonna get anything, which is sad because they just announced the GMK Ghidorah, that everyone's been waiting for, and the GMK Godzilla got canceled. So pretty sad. Pretty sad. Um, it is how it is. But I'm gonna put the stick in the tariff stuff, just because I know some people, just talking about tariffs is a little too political for some people, which is, I understand and I don't understand at the same time, because it's the political climate that's directly affecting our hobby and our livelihoods. But at the same time, I get it. People need a break from it as well, because there's sometimes people are seeing it all day. Like that's half of what my Facebook and my X has been lately. And that was after I went and cleaned up my ex. Went and cleaned it out, got a bunch of just like junk accounts out of there, but it's still messy as hell. The thing ruining my life is too. Yeah. See, and that's part of like why I don't understand people don't want to talk about it. And that's not throwing shades either. It's same thing with a few of the Facebook groups I saw. Had to reiterate the no political conversations, but I would beg, the debate of being like, well, but this directly affects collecting. We can't just sit here and have hopeful and wishful thinking anymore. Like this could be like era level stuff where there were some people who ordered from Japan right before COVID started, and they didn't get things until 2001, 2022. Like, that's shit. When you spend a lot of money on some of this stuff, or it's going to be double the price, which right now everything is looking to be doubled. Pretty scary. So I am, not looking forward to this. I was excited for Gamera, and I was excited for my Ami Ami box, but seeing as tariffs are already hitting the US with orders, my hype has kind of come down. It's admittedly, it's like, well, might not be having box days, at least those box days, because I might just not be able to get them. Which brings up the interesting conversation is, if my health could get things, could deal stuff just because of the uncertainty, I only have like 3 things on pre-order, I'm gonna cancel a lot of my non-YouTube channel stuff. So like all the, I say all of the, like I had like a ton. I had a few anime statues, a few like Goddess of Victory Nikke statues of my favorite character. I had a statue of her and a few anime characters that don't really get articulated figures. I had a few statues of a few of those characters on pre-order, kind of like randomly throughout the year, and a few anime statues and other orders. But now, I'm probably just gonna cut them all out. So the only things they'll have on pre-order is SH Figuarts, Ultraman, Dragon Ball, and then Monster Arts, and that will be it. As the goal is just to only have those on pre-order, for now. And then, that brings up the thing, if my health was in better order, and if I could get one of these jobs started and actually be able to keep it and hopefully not get fired, because, I don't know, even stocking shelves, Walmart's not going to have items to stock here soon. Same thing with Target and stuff. I have one thing pre-orders is my -1 Mega House, and that's it. I'm not getting anything else. That's fair. It's going to push, like, going to Japan directly to get these things. I wish my health and financials were a little bit more stable, because I would just plan to go in like September or August. I'd probably go in August to be able to go pick up Legion directly from Japan when it drops, because I got a feeling Mandarake and some of the second-hand shops in Japan are probably going to have a ton of Monsters Legions. They're probably going to be floating around. They're going to be expensive, but that might be the only way to get her. So, but I'm not going to be turning a Japan trip around in 2 months, 3 months. It's just not going to work. But that would be cool. That would be fun. If I won the lottery, I would go to Japan at the end of every month for a week and a half for every Tamashii drop, just to pick up everything in store and then fly back home with everything. Blah blah blah. Shit like that. Not really worth thinking about. But okay, I'm gonna put a pin in the tariffs. We can talk about it maybe a little bit more in a little bit. We'll de-escalate a little bit. So we kind of already talked about Thunderbolts a little bit. I'll just reiterate it again. No spoilers at all for Thunderbolts if you've seen it, or if you've seen spoilers online, which Facebook already had like multi like end of movie clips trying to be recommended to me. And it's like, well, I've already seen the movie, so I don't care. But two, like, is this really the clout chasing that's going on, like on Reels and stuff, is just spoiling the movie for everyone day one? Like, it's annoying as hell. Not a big fan of that people it's just immediately are posting spoilers for it. It's just like, and like literal clips out of the theater. It's like, bro, it's one thing if it's like a reaction clip, or like a movie that's like not very important for spoilers, aka like Minecraft. Say what you will about the chicken jockey stuff, which I think is a little ridiculous. There's a line in the sand, and it definitely got crossed, and it's going to be crossed again with the sing-along version. But people just like, oh, here's a big point in the movie, or a big revelation, or something or other, and then they're just filming on their phone and they immediately post it. It's fucking stupid. It's one thing, you're sending it to a clip of your friends who want it, but posting it openly on Facebook, and I would guess it originates from TikTok, Instagram, People who do that are certainly something. Let's ruin a piece of art for someone else. Cannot stand people posting spoilers. Yeah, it's gotten bad, and now that I've been using X a little bit more, I'm scared of that because X is like, it's if you want to stay away from spoilers on anything, it doesn't matter what it is. Stay away from TikTok. Stay away from X. Those are the places you're going to be spoiled maliciously and unapologetically. One of the games I play, one of the gotcha games I play, FGO, Fate Grand Order. They just had a new servant this week with a new story chapter, and basically all of it has been posted on X. Most of it, thankfully, in Japanese because the Japanese game is 2 years ahead, 3 years ahead. So and I don't really care about spoilers with FGO. I already know my someone I really care about in the show does not make it very soon. I think we get those chapters by the end of the year. I think Global gets the story chapters a little early, and I know she does not. She did not make it, but which is weird saying in a show that no one really ever truly dies. 'Cause just bring them back. It's kind of like Dragon Ball. But I was already seeing some crazy stuff in people in fights on X, and it was just like, y'all love just spoiling each other and then fighting about it afterwards, don't you? So, but yes, Thunderbolts was fun. I recommend any Marvel fan, even if you're not like crazy, if you're like me, or not like a crazy like staying up to date. Like I haven't seen most of the shows. Like I haven't even watched like season 2 of Loki. Like I can't. It's the same thing with Star Wars. Like there comes a point when there's too much content, and I get like it's only too much right now because I haven't caught up in 2 to 3 years. So I have like 5 limited shows. Marvel's worse because technically I have to watch all the Netflix shows, and then I have to watch all the Disney Plus shows, and I have to watch the 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I haven't watched like 10 movies. I think because I still haven't seen Captain America 2. Don't kill me, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Thor 2. I haven't seen any of the Ant-Man movies. I haven't seen Eternals. I haven't seen Cap 4. I think I fell off pretty heavily. Yeah, that's basically where I was. Like, after No Way Home, like, basically, if it's not a character I really care about, I'm not going to go see it. I just don't care. Or if there's not, like, a really big ensemble cast. As a kid, I was a Fantastic Four fan, because that's when the original live-action movie came out, or the early 2000s version, and I did have quite a few of those toys, and I do have a pretty... Even though I haven't seen it in over 20 years, I did have a pretty connection to it. I didn't watch the second one. I didn't watch the mid-2000s Cursed reboot. But I will be going and seeing this one because Pedro Pascal. Okay, I love the cast. And I'm liking the vibe from these trailers. The trailers for Fantastic Four has been perfect. I like the steampunk like 60s feel. I'll just watch the YouTube breakdown if I really need. Yeah, see, and that's what I've done. Like I haven't, and I decided today that I'm probably gonna watch Agatha all along just because I like the witches and I like the weird stuff like that in Marvel. But otherwise, like, yeah, I just watch people's reviews or like big breakdowns. I've seen Fantastic. Pray for me. Yeah, not good. But the new one looks good. I'm gonna go check it out. Also, it's like supposedly supposed to be really big for the MCU. I feel like it's gonna be one of the films that like once people are mapping out like once Doomsday is actually releasing and you've got all the people like the normies who don't watch every film or haven't watched any of the films that are gonna want a timeline of the most important movies. I feel like Fantastic Four is probably gonna be on that list. I know a lot of people are saying Quantumania also will be. I like Paul Rudd. I just can't get myself into the Ant-Man movies. I don't know what it is. I just can't. They're just... I tried watching one once. It just wasn't for me. Not a bad movie. Just not for me. But you want to talk about a movie that I'm really into? Full of love. And I'm really glad I got to see it in theaters again after 20 long years. Star Wars Episode 3. If you guys have not seen Star Wars Episode 3 in theaters, I regret to tell you that movie is not in theaters anymore. To which case, you guys have made a terrible mistake. I would say, even if you're not a big Star Wars fan, that movie was 100% worth to go into theaters. It was incredible. And the theater that I was at, admittingly, although it's a newer theater, isn't the best quality. Like, I feel like the surround sound and stuff in it is not good. Even like Thunderbolts today didn't really feel impressive. Their 3D theater feels better, but when that's $7 more than the regular ticket, you know, man's got a budget. Unforgettable experience. Yeah, episode 3. I feel like it was just as amazing uh, now as it was 20 years ago, which I was thinking about it. I don't think up until yesterday, I hadn't seen episode 3 in at least 5 or 6 years. I don't think I watched it when Disney Plus got all the Star Wars movies when it came out. I know I watched 4, 5, and 6 because I hadn't seen those up until that point, almost like 8 years, 7 years, I think, because I only had them on the VHS. I grew up with the original theatrical runs of the original trilogy of 4, 5, and 6. So watching the newer version hurts. It does, even though I wasn't alive during that time. That's what I grew up on. My mom had that trilogy, the VHS set of the trilogy. That I know if you have it like mint, it's like super super expensive. So like having to rewatch those a few times between Disney Plus's birth and now has been a little scarring. Even episode 1 and episode 2 does have a few little updates. I will say, watching 3, like I said, for the first time in at least 5 or 6 years, I don't think I've watched it on Disney Plus once. So it might be even more. It could be almost a decade since I've seen it. Episode 3 was spectacular. I almost feel like it didn't age. And then it helps that I binged episode 1, episode 2, and all of Clone Wars before seeing it. I would say watching Clone Wars in its entirety, or almost its entirety, I didn't watch season 6. Watching all of the main timeline of Clone Wars made 3 way more emotional for me. I did actually, I know I'm kind of in like an emotional state right now. I did actually cry watching episode 3 a few times. There's a few points that I feel like after seeing Clone Wars and seeing what happens before leading up into Revenge of the Sith, what happens during the movie that's not on screen, and then the fallout of season 7 and the end of episode 3 really hit. Really, really hit. A lot of the Ahsoka stuff, like, even though it wasn't necessarily like in George Lucas's head back then, I don't think. Although I know he was already working on the prequels when he was making 6, so maybe he had like a general understanding of where he wanted things to go. It made episode 3 even better, I think. Watching it all, seeing everything unfold chronologically, and then I watched 4, 5, and 6. I feel like those first 6 movies and the Clone Wars, fun. I didn't watch Solo, I didn't watch Andor, I didn't watch Rogue One. Although I am tempted to go and watch Andor season 1 and 2 and Rogue One in one set, kind of like Clone Wars in episode 3. Because they say Rogue One hits even harder if you watch Andor. So I am curious. But I'm pretty much done with my Star Wars watch through. I fell asleep to 7, which was my fault. I played it like super late at night, fell asleep in my chair. So I have to go back and watch 7. I did watch 8 out of order before I went into episode 3. I kind of gave myself a palate cleanse just to kind of compare the last of the new trilogy and the last of the prequel trilogy. In episode 9 doesn't hold a candle to 3. Not even close. But 3 was spectacular. 3 was everything I wanted and more. And it was awesome to see Hayden Christensen on screen, to see Ewan McGregor on screen, to see Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu on screen again, and like Chancellor Palpatine, General Grievous, even though like he's kind of dumbed down in this movie. compared to like Clone Wars. Like it's definitely like a shift in who he is. I kind of forget like how much he doesn't have a personality in episode 3. It's basically gone, especially during the final or the final bout with him and Obi-Wan. Like he basically like one after they start the hello there, like General Grievous's personality disappears. But he's still imposing and super cool, so that's what helps him. Unlike Scar King, where he has a personality in the beginning and he's super cool, and then after that first fight, he loses his coolness and he loses his personality. And then he gets it a little bit when he's on Rio in the beginning, and then it disappears again. Uh, so if you're going to do a character like that, at least make them cool throughout, because at least them not having a personality can be recovered. Kind of like original Z Broly from Dragon Ball Z. Doesn't have a personality after the halfway through the movie. So freaking cool that it doesn't matter. Best example of it, I think. But oh, I thought that was Dragon Ball Legends that sent me a notification. I was so confused. I was like, I don't have. Oh, wait. We might have had some Tamashii reveals here. Just a second. Oh, we got the release dates for figures this month. So May 24th for Daima Vegeta, and May 31st for Final Wars Godzilla reissues. Those are the reissues that are coming out. So very, very cool. Very, very cool. Different time back then. Star Wars just felt better during the prequels. We didn't know it. I was always, as a kid, like, even though I grew up with 4, 5, and 6, I always liked the prequels more. I always did. And hate to say it, still do. I still do. I love 1, 2, and 3. I love them. I love them to death. There is so much nostalgia. There's so much nostalgia bias with them. I mean, Maul. Maul is so cool. Episode 2, although I feel a little bit better about it, still not my favorite. It's definitely my least of the 3. And then 3 is just so much fun. 3 is fun. It's beautiful too. I was kind of shocked at how good it looked on screen. I didn't watch it in 4D, or I think it had an IMAX run, or like a close to an upscaled IMAX. I don't know. I didn't have the fortune of being in an area that plays movies like that, unless it's like the big new movie. And even still, like, I don't, because I have a Cinemark. The only thing that was in 4D this week was Thunderbolts, and that was at the other theater that I have to drive 20 minutes to. So I don't get to see these movies in the highest quality. It's normally when I come home and they're on like Disney Plus, or I get them physically, that I get to see them in 4K. But Star Wars was, wow, incredible. So I might rewatch 3 on Disney Plus. I think they have the 4K version, because 1 and 2 looked impressive in 4K. So do 4, 5, and 6, by the way. 4, 5, and 6 look, even with the weird questionable CGI add-ons, like, it looks phenomenal. So phenomenal. I was impressed. Episode 3 was worth it. If you didn't catch it, I do apologize. Hopefully they do another run. Not for sure. I know 4, 5, and 6 are going to be playing at a local theater of mine, one of the, like, a smaller ones. They're doing like a marathon. Like, I think for the next week or a week and a half, they have all 3 of the original trilogy playing every single day. So you could sit down and do a 4, 5, and 6 run, or like this day you watch 4, next day you go see 5, and the day after you go see 6. Not gonna do that. Although I would like to see 4, 5, and 6 on theaters. Just not possible at the moment. What else for movies? What did I watch this week? I watched -1 again. -1's fantastic, great, awesome. I watched 55. I watched Raids again for its anniversary. Fantastic. Godzilla 95, or not 95, 55. Godzilla 55. Godzilla Raids again. Was great. Was a fun time. What the hell else? I watched Shin Ortho. If you guys haven't seen Shin Ortho. Oh, okay. So that's something, actually, wow, this should have been the title. So, in a recent, I don't want to say it's leaked, but it kind of is leak in a movie, upcoming movie program note file. I don't. Let me see if I can find the screenshot. I got the screenshot here. We could talk about it a little bit better. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where are you at? Where are you at? I don't know where it's at. Okay, I don't know what it is, but it's a guide that had different movies and possible availabilities for the year. And one way that we know this is real because Jurassic World Rebirth is on it, and then we for the U.S. This is mainly for the U.S. fans. We found out that Shin Godzilla, which has been in copyright hell for a little bit, was bought by a company that is owned by Toho, G4 Kids, G Kids. Basically, they're the ones that do like the Evangelion movie theater runs. They do the Gen X. It's basically kind of like the US Gen X release club. They have acquired the rights to Shin Godzilla for the US. I don't know if it's for North America collectively, so this would be Canada. I don't know if it would be for Mexico or South America, or the Central Americas, excuse me. This might just be for the US. But Shin Godzilla was on a sheet. Not going to say 100% confirming, but it does sound like Shin Godzilla will be played in movie theaters in the US at some point this year. Excuse me. So, what does this mean for someone like me? I'm the big Shin Godzilla fan. I might not have that many Shin Godzillas left in my collection. That has not meant that I like Shin any less. Shin Godzilla is still my favorite film, and it seems like it might be getting a theater run in the US, which means I will finally get to see that son of a bitch in theaters. I'm very pumped. This was news I needed this year, because theaters hopefully won't be affected by tariffs, but you never know, because we're just making up fucking rules for these types of things. Shin was awesome in theaters. I'd love nothing more to see it again on the big screen. Yes, and that's my main takeaway is I have not seen it in theaters yet. It hasn't played at a G Fest that I went to, so I haven't even had the opportunity to see it in a theater. Now it seems like this year, 9 years after release, I will finally get my first attempt at seeing it in theaters. Regardless of where it's at, unless it's like a one-day event in California or New York, like at a film festival, as long as it has a semi-decent theater run, even if it's only like 4 hours, like down in Omaha or Minneapolis, that's a little bit farther than that. It's 5 or 6 hours, or Omaha's 5 or 6. One of the two's for. They're a good drives away. I will be making the trek to go see it. I'm gonna mostly assume pretty safely the girlfriend will join me as well. Shin is not her favorite movie anymore, or her favorite Godzilla movie anymore, but it is still one of her favorites. I gotta adjust how I'm sitting. Oh, I've been having some back problems the last few days. But it is one of her favorites still. She doesn't like it when I watch it without her still, so it's on that level of like Hedora and a few others for her. But I am, the fact that I could see Shin Godzilla possibly in theaters, hopefully, is very, very awesome, because next year is the 10th anniversary, which hopefully will still be going to Japan in February, health provided. I guess that's the one good thing about tariffs, is that if it's too expensive to buy toys, I'm not going to be spending money on toys, and it means I have months and months and months of time to save for Japan in February. So now I just need my health to hold together. 240% tariff on all foreign movies, dude. Shit like that. We joke that's made in jest, but like at this point, like anything can go. The rules are already being broken, so it can only get worse. It can also get better though. So hopefully. But if it wasn't going to be this year for Shin Godzilla in theaters, it would be next year. Hopefully Japan will be playing it a few times when I'm there. I've kind of talked about it. The plan would be health provided, finances as well, to go 2 times to Japan next year in February and in July for Shin Godzilla's anniversary month, for the whole month, or at least most of the month during its premiere. So hopefully see it one or two times there. If not, it shows in the U.S. At least I got it checked off the list. There's still plenty of Godzilla films I need to see. I'm hoping that this also means that there might be a possibility of a deal with Janus and Criterion to hopefully allow the rest of the movies to be able to be shown in theaters as well. It's kind of why we haven't seen any in theaters, because of the copyright for the Heisei movies and the Millennium movies expiring, and Shin Godzilla is also included in that. With obviously Shin Godzilla was Funimation before Funimation got eloped into Crunchyroll, and Crunchyroll had it, and now Crunchyroll doesn't have it anymore. And then Janus has picked up the first 3 Heisei movies. Pretty sure they're getting everything else. Don't forget about Scalpers. Yeah, Scalpers as well. Hey Zaza, how's it going? So hopefully Janus can pick up the rest of them, and once they're all in the hands of Janus, hopefully Janus and G4 Kids can work on making some kind of deal, so we can hopefully get some of the Showa movies in theaters. That would be my hope, or Heisei movies. I love that the Kiryu movies and Godzilla 2000 had its run. Obviously, I would love to see Megaguirus, GMK, and Final Wars in U.S. theaters. But boy, if they could get like Destroya, 89, 74, I mean, any of the 70s movies, Hedorah, like, and not just G-Fest, I'm talking like full, one-day event, Fathom events, type of movie showings. Because obviously, with G-Fest, G-Fest would be fun, but Baragon, oh yeah, Baragon, dude, I love Baragon. I don't know if they would get Baragon, because Janus doesn't own Baragon, Frankenstein versus Baragon, I don't believe, so, but maybe they do. The classic non-Godzilla Toho films are all over the place, and those are all kind of in nightmares, or in a nightmare situation. I know Janus has the rights to Rodan and War of Gargantuas, because those are also on Max. They intro as Janus. If I could see 75, 75 in theaters would be so cool. But to be fair, if you go to G-Fest, 75 is normally one of the films that they show once every year and a half, or every 2-3 years. I think it was there last year, or the year before, 2023, 2022, one of the 2 years. It's just those get really packed, I'm going to be honest. It gets really packed, and although it is really cool to see Godzilla films in a theater full of Godzilla fans, kind of like Minecraft, there's a certain amount of a line where celebrating and cheering and having fun with the movie is acceptable, and then there's some parts where it's like maybe you're going a little too hard. There's a little bit too much screaming and stuff for me personally. I'm not gonna make people feel bad for it as long as they're not being destructive, but at the same time, every time there's a meme line, if it's a dub, I don't want to hear cheering. I'm getting a little grumpy. I'm glad people are going to be able to enjoy it, but I don't need a room of 1,000 Godzilla fans screaming at, yeah, I don't need that. I respect it, and I do understand, especially when those guests are there and those guests are at the movie theater watching it. I'm sure it does feel pretty good, but at the same time, not what I want to do. I can understand cheering, I can understand clapping. Obviously, I go to Marvel movies, I try to see them the day of, whether it's Thursday or Friday. It happens a lot. Obviously, -1, there was quite a few reactions that very first showing, which was crazy. But it's also pretty fun to see Godzilla movies or kaiju movies with either not super in-depth in fandom fans, or I don't, it's just, it's different. It's fun going there kind of with locals. where it's like, oh, some of them are obviously Godzilla fans, some are just film buffs, and some are just like, I saw this as a kid once with my dad, so I brought him out. We're both old. I had a lot of that. Godzilla 2000, I had a few guys come up that I was just talking to that was like, yeah, we're not like really big fans, but we saw this on TV or in movie theater, and we just decided to come see it again, on a whim, and it's just like, okay, that's cool, you know, as I'm decked out in my Godzilla clothing. Zaza. So, future year to come when the first Godzilla movie design, public domain. What will the fan do when that time comes? Well, so that's it. Does okay. So with that, the rule with that the public domain thing is that the design can't be in use. So like it has to be like left to dead. So like Disney wasn't using Steamboat Mickey like a lot, almost at all, in like movies. Like it wasn't a reoccurring character. Kind of like there hasn't been anything for Winnie the Pooh in a long time, and now Winnie the Pooh became public domain. The last anything that came out for Winnie the Pooh, movie wise, was the live action with Ewan McGregor, which I do actually, I want to go see, or not want to go see. I want to. Hopefully, I can find it on streaming or something. I would actually like to go see it. I've been seeing some clips, and it's like, damn, you know what? This movie may have actually been like a diamond in the rough, or like at least like a gold nougat in the dust. I don't know. Like it seems better than what I thought it was gonna be, but also Ewan McGregor. Um, Obi-Wan, being in films is fun. But I'm pretty sure as long as the companies are still using that design, it won't become public domain. So I think Toho will be fine. Otherwise, it might be different for other overseas companies, and I'm pretty sure that parent company can also buy the rights to those characters to hold on to them longer. So there's a very good chance that Toho would just do what Toho does and hoard the Godzilla to themselves. So, but I think it has to be 80 years, 90 years. Talking about that dumb horror movie. Oh no, not Winnie the, not that one. Not the horror movie. Not the horror movie. That was after. It went public domain. Blood and Honey is the film. No, I didn't watch that. I didn't watch either of them. Although I heard that the second one is actually a step up from the first one, so that's pretty cool. I know that's like its own like universe, the Pooniverse or whatever. Quite the name for it, but oh well, you know. But I'm pretty sure Toho will find a way to not allow Godzilla to go public domain. I'm sure they'll find a way. Toho likes holding on to their properties, which all fair. Otherwise, I mean, I don't really think anything crazy is gonna come out of it, Zaza. I mean, we all do our fan animations and fan stop motions and stuff with 54 in it. I feel like that would be, it might just be where it goes. Like, I don't think anyone is going to make a modern Godzilla movie with 54 in it. I don't think so. There might be some like budget films where someone tries to kind of like remake it with modern tokusatsu, which would be super cool. That would be awesome, but outside of that, I don't think 54 is really going to be touched too much. I know even in the movie critic world, 54 is pretty regarded with a lot of respect, even if you're not like a kaiju tokusatsu fan. So that film holds quite a bit of weight to it, to put it that way. Might watch Blood and Honey. I have a thing for bad movies. I also do. I mean, I've watched like Birdemic, Rubber, movies like that, crazy bad movies, or The Room by Tommy Wiseau. I need to rewatch The Room. It's been probably a decade since I've seen The Room. I like bad movies as well. Just I've been kind of in a weird. No, Brina's my favorite thing ever. Okay. But I kind of haven't been like in the biggest horror mood lately. I've been on a nostalgia binge. I started rewatching Ultraman 66 yesterday a little bit. I got a few episodes in. It was a lot of fun. Feels really good just to be able to hop on Prime and watch 66, not have to break my steelbooks. That feels good. I do like that. So it's been film wise. I've been more on a nostalgia crunch, which is why like Star Wars getting re-released was really cool because I started hungering for Star Wars, and then that got announced. So it kind of just like I let it like fester a little bit, and then I started rewatching everything last month, or at least a lot of the things leading up to 3. MCU, like, I don't know if I'm going to go back and really rewatch. I've been really wanting to watch Shang-Chi for like a year and a half now, and I just like every time I get up to the batter's cage to rewatch it, I just like kind of it off, which is weird because I really enjoyed it when it came out. It was a fun movie. I guess maybe, disappointment of that character not being in a lot of other MCU moments so far has been one of the things that keeps me away from watching it because it just makes me sad at how not well handled Phase 4 and 5 have been, in my opinion, at least so far. Woo! Anyone playing Fortnite Star Wars? Anyone play it today? I haven't played it yet. I'm going to play it maybe tonight after stream. I don't have everything set up for it, so I can't play it on stream right now. It's updated, but I have to do a few tech things with the PC just to make sure to optimize it. I loaded in and it was pretty scratchy. I don't know why. Even just being in the main menus, which maybe it's just because it's busy right now. Everyone's getting in, trying to blare out that battle pass. I'm a little disappointed that Darth the Jar Jar is not a part of the battle pass. They ended up switching him out with General Grievous as the secret skin, the delayed skin. So that was kind of disappointing. We also, I think he might already be out. I think Mace Windu isn't going to be in the shop, which is also a little disappointing because I wanted Mace Windu. But I don't think I'm going to buy him. We might see. I have to play a little bit. I got like 1,500 V-Bucks. I forgot that I turned my subscription off, so my unlimited amount of V-Bucks, I'd have like 5,000 V-Bucks, but I've had it off for the last few months. So I had to, for the first time in 3 or 4 years, literally 3 or 4 years, I've had to buy a battle pass with my V-Bucks. And it was not a good feeling. For how much I really don't play Fortnite, means I really got to play this season for the mini season. So, and then I'll decide from here on out if I'll be playing any of the others a lot or buying battle passes. It's kind of like Halo. Excuse me. I don't buy the premium passes on Halo. I just play Halo when I feel like it, and then when I don't feel like playing Halo, I stop playing Halo. And then I don't play for a week or two, and then I go back and play. I haven't really been in a gaming mood. Even my Pokemon kick kind of stopped here a little bit. I kind of got to a point where it's like I just have to grind out Pokemon Diamond, and I really don't like that type of grinding, and I'm kind of not in the vibe for it, so I haven't picked up and played Diamond in a while, which has been sad. Been playing Battle Line. I haven't really even been playing Dokkan because I didn't pull either of the new units. Didn't pull hit, so like, what am I to do? Like, I can do the easy A's and summon when I can, but like I'm not really buying stones. And then Fate Grand Order, I'm just logging in, just getting my login count. That's it for that. I'm playing Nikke, Goddess of Victory Nikke. I've been playing that a lot. Holy moly! But 2.5 anniversary just dropped. The second character just dropped, Mihara. Over spec. I've been playing that, but that is something I can't play on YouTube. I don't think. Well, I can, but I didn't pull hit either. Yeah, I mean, it's not even worth it to summon. The banners are pretty good, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Hit does seem really good, and he does seem to have the best Festival of Battles team because you can put the 10th anniversary LRs on there, and I think Kid Goku is also on his leader skill. I think, or if he's not, like, he's like the only omission. But like, there's like 8 good choices right now for festival battles. So, which I still haven't done. So like, I have 25 stones just sitting there waiting. But honestly, I'm not mad at the mode for being annoying or difficult or long. It's just I can't fight the same. I've been on Rivals all day. I haven't played Rivals since Sue and Reed came out. I couldn't get it to log on my PC. Like I logged into it, played it once or twice on my PC, and then I played it on my Xbox and it logged me off on my PC, and then I think I deleted it off my Xbox. I think. So I gotta figure out. No, it's still on my Xbox. So I gotta figure out how to log in again on my PC because I would rather play Rivals on my PC. Obviously, same thing with Fortnite. I would rather play on my PC. I don't really care about Halo. I know I can play Halo on the PC. You connect the Game Pass and stuff. You can just basically play everything on your PC. Shooters like that, I feel like, are just a little bit more entertaining on the controller for me. We can play together when you log back in. Yeah, hopefully. I would definitely not mind playing a little bit more Rivals. I'm gonna have to change my selection a little bit. I'm a Penny Parker main for the most part, but obviously everyone wants to play Emma Frost, which she's really broken, but also there's like obvious reasons why people want to play her. It's the same reason why people really wanted to play Sue Storm when she came out. And then she also had the second benefactor of being blonde in Marvel Rivals. So, like, that's kind of why I stopped, because, like, I wanted to use her and Reed, and I got to use Sue, like, once or twice, and then everyone chose her. And I just wanted to try the new characters, and then I just didn't care for Thing and Human Torch. So, I am excited for Emma Frost, though. And Ultron seems pretty good too. Him being a support is very weird in my brain, but he could be fun. Been learning Spider-Man. He's super hard but fun. Yeah, Spider-Man, too much jumping for me. I tried playing Iron Fist. Is it Iron Fist? Is that who it is? Yeah, I think it's who's the really annoying DPS? It's Iron Fist, is it not? I know it's not Shang-Chi, because he doesn't have the rings. I think it's Iron Fist I tried playing him for a few games, didn't do well. The only DPS I've been very good, or I've been okay with, and I mean okay, like pretty roughly, was Magic. Yeah, Iron Fist. Okay, I wanted to make sure. Iron Fist, not Iron Fist, damn it. Magic was my DPS main. If I have to play DPS, it's Magic. But otherwise, I am mainly Penny Parker tank. I'm pretty. I was. I know there's a little bit of new tech for her, like a few better ways to increase her DPS in tanking. Now I think she heals faster, she gains her shields faster, and stuff like that. But so I was really pretty good with her when I was playing hard. And then also support wise, I'm mostly, if I have to play support, it's Jeff as well. So I try to at least learn one in each category. Although I have played with some of the other characters. She has headshots. Yeah, that was the other thing. She has headshots now, which really, really helped Penny. I thought she always had it. So I'd probably be, once I get acclimated back into the game, I'd probably be even better with Penny now. I was always aiming for, or trying to aim for headshots at least, with her. So very big fan of Penny. But then yeah, Magic was my DPS main. And that's all I can say about that. That's all I can say about that. But Penny was fun because she's got all the Ava skins, so which I eventually wanted to buy, but I'm kind of glad I haven't. I don't heal as Jeff. I take him as DPS. Yeah, and that's normally what I do with Jeff is just DPS. I got Celestial 2 with it last season. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Jeff is ridiculous still. I tried playing Rocket for a little bit. Wasn't the best. But I didn't also understand his tech very well either. Rivals is like one of the first games in a long time, or since Sparking Zero, where I actually went into like the practice like singular mode and actually like practiced combos and like watched videos on tech to become better. I guess I did do it with League for like the 2 weeks that I played League, or the week and a half. I can't remember. I played League for like a very very short stint, but hour and a half, 2 hour games in League that always, even if it's a win, always end in like raging and anger. Just was not enjoyable for me at all. I tried, I really did, but I don't want to play the game for an hour and a half. I don't like that every character that I chose was mid or suckish. And then when I tried to play a top tier character in League, or an easy to use character to learn to get familiar with the game, those were the popular characters at the time, so I couldn't use them anyways. So, I was just like, well, shit, never mind then. I'm just not gonna play. Fuck it, I don't care. So, yeah, I have some problems with League, some trauma, but yeah, it's still mostly Halo and Fortnite this season, and that'll be it for me for gaming wise. I haven't really played anything else. Fall Guys hasn't done a Godzilla collab in forever, so I can't play Fall Guys because I just don't care. But they put in some new Godzilla skins. They're gonna get me back in that game really quick, and they're gonna have my credit card ready. That's the first thing I'm gonna hand them. They're gonna just be like, Godzilla skins. I'll just be like, credit card. I don't care how much. Just give me the goddamn skins. Move on. It's exactly what it'll be. I promise you guys. So hopefully they do something this year. Because I miss playing, but like I said, like if there's nothing new Godzilla wise in it, I just don't care. I can miss it, but also not want to play. It's very weird. Also, I haven't talked about this. There is actually one more gacha game I have been playing. Oddly enough, I've been playing Pokemon Pocket TCG, which has been an interesting experience because I did have March and April, and I mean even now, because I've been actually kind of enjoying it. I only really log in some in my few daily times. I was using my trophies to open packs, but now I know that you can do multis with the trophies, so now I'm just holding on to everything so I can do multis because I'm trying not to spend money on the game at all. That's the goal with all the games, but Nikkei has a little bit of a Nikkei is the one game right now that I'm spending money on, or allowing myself to spend money on when it's time. So that's only on like guaranteed costume passes. Anyways, I'm not getting the skin that dropped a few days ago. Those gotcha skins being $50 is murder. The two gotcha skins that I got, I didn't spend that much because I got lucky pulling those skins early, the Evangelion skins. But I know that's not going to happen again, and to get the max amount to guaranteed get the skin, I guess it's like $56, something like that, $70. It depends on like tax regions, so I will not be going for the Mihara skin, regrettably. Although I really want it. I'll admit it. I want it. It looks cool. I like it. But yeah, so I'm trying not to spend money, but Pocket TCG has been fun. It's been scratching an itch because when Prismatic Evolution came out at the beginning of this year, I think, was it January? When Pokemon cards went through that little boom again because all the evolution stuffs, I did actually really want to play or buy cards because I'm a big Eevee fan. I'm a bigger Pokemon fan than I was a few months ago at the beginning of the year before my huge nostalgia, almost 30-year-old identity crisis. So I've been like on a nostalgia trip with everything, or mostly everything. I haven't gone through like Transformers yet, but I'm guessing that's gonna happen in the next few days, um, and stuff like that. But I've always been an Eevee fan, and I've always like wanted to find a way to be able to have like all 9 Eevee forms, uh, in some sort of collection. And I always just thought it'd be easier to do it with cards, with the cards. So I'd get the cards that I like, or if a new set came out that it was really easy to pull super rare versions of the cards with super cool arts, I would do that. I would get them graded for once in my life, get those graded, get them set up, and that would be it. And obviously, Prismatic Evolutions became what 151 was a few years ago. Got really expensive, made the whole hobby expensive, and still, excuse me, expensive because it got reissued in these new like 6-pack sets or something. They're supposed to be like $30 in stores or $40, and online they're 80. They're literally 2 times the retail price before shipping, so it's just not viable. Just not viable. So Pocket TCG was my answer to that, and then I said I wouldn't spend money on it. So I haven't yet. There are some like first time buying deals. Like you can get a multi for like really cheap and stuff that I might do at some point in the future. But otherwise, like, that's it. In which case, all those Eevee cards that I really want from Prismatic Evolutions aren't actually in the game yet. So, like, I'm kind of just like summoning to try to collect, but also there's like battles in it. I haven't tried the battles yet. One, because I was really bad at the Pokemon TCG game back in the day when I was a kid. I was terrible. I was a Yu-Gi-Oh kid through and through, which is funny because the Dragon Ball Super TCG is more like Pokemon than it was Yu-Gi-Oh, and I loved Dragon Ball Super TCG. I wish it wasn't so weird now, and as convoluted as what is it? Masters. I think Dragon Ball Super Masters. It's Master something. As convoluted as that is, with all of its like timing and stuff, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, where timing is really difficult. Still seems way more fun than Fusion World, which is like a really bare bones version of the game. I wanted something in between that. I get why having both are there is good, but at the same time, it kind of sucks. So, because I do like card games. I've talked about it a few times. I want to have all the Red Eyes cards, and I still have a few cards. The last few Yu-Gi-Oh sets have released a few different Red Eyes cards that I have to go out. I'm just waiting for prices to drop, which they have. The last set was Stampede, and the prices on those have dropped considerably. So like a card pre-release was like 80, $120, I think, one of the Red Eyes cards, and now it's only like 15, $16. I love it. I love it when people are chasing cards with sets that have like 400 cards and multiple rarities. So when the Red Eyes cards mainly are the cards that I would buy singles of, when they come out, they just drop in price. You think they would be high because of the nostalgia, but unlike Dark Magician and Blue Eyes, they just go they drop and I just pick it up. So I'd still like the Monster Arts Red Eyes someday as well, but we'll see. That would be a very personal purchase because I love Red Eyes. Red Eyes has been my favorite since the beginning. I love Joey. I can't help it. I like the Japanese Brooklyn accent. Okay, I can't. It's so dumb. It's so funny, but it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Maybe I should go back and rewatch Yu-Gi-Oh. Maybe that will be my next nostalgia binge, is rewatching Yu-Gi-Oh. The original Yu-Gi-Oh, because that's definitely something I've been wanting to do. It'd be a little cringy because it's it hurts because it's all censored to hell. But like the big duels are so much fun, and there's still like quite a bit of adultness going on with Yu-Gi-Oh. Even in that show, while it's censored to hell, it still gets things in there. It's kind of like Puss in Boots Last Wish. It's like there's a lot of adult themes hidden in there, and a lot of adult lessons. You just gotta brave through some of the brain rot, I guess. But where are we at? An hour and 30 minutes? Well, shit. I think, you can hear Larissa coughing in there. On that note, I think I'm kind of done. I don't have more to talk about. I don't want to kind of, talk, don't. I'm out of ideas, I think. I think I'm kind of just, oh my goodness. I'm going to have to go check on her too. I think I'm running out of ideas and I'm just kind of ending up rambling. So we're going to end it here. I want to thank everyone for watching tonight. This very good stream. It seems like we averaged at least like 3-4 people consistently across the stream. So thank you all for taking time out of your night watching, especially because I went live earlier than I said I would. I do apologize. So I want to thank everyone who watched, commented or not. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day. I do want to thank the people that have commented as well, of course. Sharktopus, Alex, thank you guys. We also have Derpy Entertainment, thank you, buddy. We got Daniel, thank you as well. And Zaza, thank you. Oi Zaza, I believe. Thank you guys for coming in, talking, hanging out. Thank everyone for watching. Like the stream. I actually don't have the next review ready, so I can't even tease what the next review is going to be. You guys will just have to see it tomorrow or Sunday. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye now. Peace and love.